Good morning, this is Hiro, and today we're going to be looking at this Boxwoods. Well, it's getting towards the tail end of October, and we're going to be pruning this the fall style. Okay, these are Boxwoods, and in the spring and even through the summer months, we typically prune fairly heavy. But now that we'll start to get into the less growing season, we will modify our pruning so it is more or less less extreme. We just want to get back to the shape and hopefully ready for the holiday sales. So what I'll do is to start with this center one. I think this one needs the most pruning. You could tell by the color of the new growth, those should have been removed a long time ago. So anyway, I'll go ahead and get started with that one. This one here is in the raft style. And basically, actually, it should just be cut back to where it should have been. I think this one was neglected a little bit longer than the other two, but no problem, just cut it back to the original shape. So this fall technique, it's all about minimum amount of pruning because we don't want to have to wait for it to regrow. See? So basically just removing a lot of these growths, then we'll go back to the shape that we should have had. These are real obvious, these light color ones, and so on. Okay, I think I'm done with this one for now. This is in the raft style, meaning that it was laid on its side and rerouted. So for this time of the year, this should be about right. Oh yeah, the other day there was a question that this person went to the nursery, bought a boxwood from the nursery, and he proceeded to shape it. I'm not sure how long it was, but his question was, should it go into a bonsai pot? Well, a lot of people have different theories, but in my opinion, it should be kept in a fairly large nursery container and be trained for at least 3 to 5 years before it should go into a bonsai pot. Like I said, this is one of my opinions, so there's all kinds of other approaches. Okay, this one is still in the material state, and it's been in this material state for over a decade. So, but it's get to the point where anybody buys it, it could go into a nice bonsai pot. Actually, I could do it too, but I try to keep enough material so that people have the option of picking their own container and doing the final touch. But anyway, I'll go ahead and do the pruning on this. This one's really easy. Just these light green ones that came on after the last pruning. And especially these that are materials, I try to keep it a little bit more of a wild side. There's things that could be cleaned out, but see, that's what my students and my customer want to do, be able to work on their own. So it's slightly different than the one that was first pruned, the one in the bonsai pot. So as a bonsai nurseryman, my strategy has to be different. It's not always about finishing everything. It's about supplying potential customers with very workable material. So you could see that it could still use more trimming, but I'm going to keep it that way so that whoever buys it has the option of doing it. See all these that's in here and things like that, that could be cleaned up. But what I want to make sure is to be, whoever is trying to look for a material, to look at the structure, and this one has good root flare, movement, and then most of the branches in the right place. There might be a few that could get removed up here, especially, but that's okay. I'll just leave that for whoever is going to purchase it. So let's go ahead and give this guy a spin. I'm beginning to notice that when I turn on this turntable, there's a slight hum to it. I hope it's not annoying when we get to the finished product. Okay, this is the third one, and it looks like this one needs the least amount of pruning. So I'll just go ahead and do this really light touch-up and get back to you. This one was easy, hardly any clippings on the table. Okay, so like I was saying, this one too is in the material state, so that there's a lot of little cleaning up that people should do before it finish, but that's very intentional. So anyway, this is what you should be doing just before the holidays. What's going to happen with boxwoods, especially around here, when it gets cold, they get this bronze look. Sometimes it almost looks dead, but for now it's still warm, so it's nice and green. Okay, so that was a quick trim on Japanese boxwoods, and the one in the middle is in the raft style, and both sides, left and right, they're informal upright in a material state. It's finely detailed, so it should go into a nice bonsai pot at any time. So anyway, this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter.